صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه سلام. You are the greatest.
WhatsApp us now on 060-904-1056.
I learned my lessons all through you, the final prophet. He led the way, so we stay true. I give my all and everything. Allahumma salli ala.
When you hear that, you know it is about time. It is a Thursday, the 30th of July. Lots of people are still surprised that we're still in July.
Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa.
It's Career Compass with Kelly Ramazani every Thursday, 1 to 2 p.m. only on 90.4 FM if you're in Durban, 105.6 FM if you're in PMB, and anywhere else around the world on www.alansar.org.za. It is a 1-hour powerhouse show where we dive deep into the career options available for you locally and globally, and where we talk about all things work-related. Shout out to Swaniso, who's our tech on duty. And shout out to you listening to us, wherever you're listening to us from. We welcome you and thank you for choosing Al Ansar as your number one companion. Today's show is going to be done a bit different because I'm not alone in studio. I'm joined by the beautiful, fantabulous, gorgeous Zahira Lockett. So she told me it's Zahira Kelly. All right, Zahira, assalamu alaikum. How are you doing?
Wa alaikum salam. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So today we will be talking about performance review and performance reviews, if you like to add the S. But the question we're asking you for now is, are we losing the ability to use our critical thinking, our problem-solving skills? Because if you look at it right now, everything is AI, every single thing. And as much as I encourage people to use AI, I also say use it cautiously. Apply it wisely, and we'll get to that and so much more. You can join the discussion on 060-904-1056 is the number to stay in touch with us. Zahira is going to be my co-host, so she will be with me from now up until the end of the show. We are going to be talking about everything and anything. Brace yourself, okay? It's going to get really interesting. Right now, I just want to know, what are you thinking, Zahira?
I'm thinking that you just put me on the spot, just like that, just out of the blue. You just like put me on the spot, but it's cool. I understand.
You're
love a challenge.
Who loves a challenge? I was about to say that. You're a woman who loves a challenge and you're up for it, and that is what we're gonna do. I'm super excited about this conversation. I hope you are. What I'm going to say is, brace yourself. This is going to be interesting.
Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam.
Career Compass with Kelly Ramazani.
Woke up with the light, the sky so blue above my eyes, with a thankful heart. Today is another brand new start.
Riveting interviews, empowering, educating, and appealing.
Show this world I'm living in, all of the love that I can give you. Many things that I can do, many things, yeah. Make me feel so close to you, to you. Within my heart can be removed. Within my heart when I'm loving you. Yeah. Every day's a good day. I put my life in your hands, Allah. You will.
Every day is a good day, and I think today is a great day indeed. We are about to get to it. First things first, like I asked you earlier on, do you think we're losing our ability to use our problem-solving skills, our critical thinking skills? Yes, no, maybe. Let me know on 060-904-1056. I'm going to start with Zahira. You tell me. Do you think we're losing our abilities to use our critical thinking skills?
So, to a certain extent, I think that we are. It's okay to rely on the AI. It's okay to ask the AI for assistance, but it's the prompts that you give them.
100%.
I mean, maybe because I'm a millennial, or But have you seen the AI posters that are being generated?
Oh my God.
For me, there's just too much.
It's terrible.
It's actually very, very disgusting.
There
I'm so
is
sorry
no-
to whoever's doing the AI generating posters, but no, we're losing our creativity.
100%. I agree to that.
So even when it comes to your assignments, and you're allowed to use it, because back in our day we used to have the internet, but we used to always use that information and put it into our own words. So we cannot lose that ability to think. We need to teach our kids to also use their brains and think. And what I've noticed now is that a lot of the assignments are not being done at home.
Yeah.
A lot of the assignments, you have to bring in the information and do it at school. I think the teachers are also catching on to that. A lot of the kids and the students are using the AI.
Of course. And I can tell you that for a fact that even the facilitator and lecturers and professors that now have AI ways to mark an assignment.
Yes.
So they can tell that this is where the world is heading. This is where everybody is going, and this is what they're doing. And they need to keep up. So they've now found apps where they can detect if an assignment is AI generated or if you have used your own brains. However, good news is they cannot 100% determine if it's AI. But based on how long you are working on the assignments, they can tell, because some of us wait for the last hour when you know it's due at midnight, 11 p.m. typing it all out. So honestly, I always believe that as human beings, we will be flawed. And at some point, it's going to be our most beautiful character or characteristic. Because right now, perfection is everywhere. And as much as we are seeking for something that is effective, that is fast, that is beautiful, we also need to bear in mind that it's okay for it to be human.
Yes, exactly. You're right when you say perfection is everywhere. But if you really study, and I'll go back again to the AI generated posters, if you really look at the AI posters compared to what an actual human being has done, 90%, 95% of the time, the human being's work is so much more better. Yes, AI cuts it down by like a good 2 hours or so, but there's no human side behind that poster. The feelings are not there.
100%. It feels very systematic, robotic, and it's not humanized enough for us to connect or relate to it. And that's why some people have developed a prompt that asks AI, please make it more human. Because anybody can tell that this is generic and it's not humanized.
Exactly.
But honestly speaking, more and more employers are coming forward and they're saying we are picking up a trend where if we ask our workers or our employees to perform a task, the first thing they do is pull out their phones or maybe go to these apps or websites where they ask AI to complete the task for them. And so they're not seeing any creativity. They're not seeing any,
personalization.
Personalization. That's the word. And because they're not experiencing this, it creates a gap. It creates this, this way of failing to understand or relate or connect. Okay. Because if you think about it right now, if you need an email, and you're not really willing to use your brain, what's the first thing you do?
ChatGPT.
Compose for me this email.
Gemini. Let's open up some Gemini.
100%. And by the way, to all our managers and seniors who are listening, we're so sorry. But yeah, the entire information is out there.
Exactly.
It's available.
But also, we can also do AI training.
Of course.
In the AI training, you learn how to prompt so that it's more human and there's more personalization to it. But a lot of people don't want to do that AI training, so it's so generic, and you can just you can tell as soon as you read the email, you know, okay, this person definitely typed this out on ChatGPT.
Like right now, we have a Canadian politician, Bill Oliver, who is trending. He's gone viral because of his speech. And he went ahead and read the AI part. Here's a more natural flowing version of the second. Why would you do that? That's why we need training, to cut out some parts where you don't copy and paste from top to bottom, you know?
Exactly.
You only take what you need, and then The rest, you add your own words.
And have you seen it? I mean, I've had an email sent to me where at the end the inverted commas are there.
Yeah, I've seen that. And it says, add your name here, whatever.
Yes.
Like, oh God,
Like,
no.
seriously, that's why you do need AI training, so that you are not put on the spot, or somebody that understands the email is not laughing at you after you sent that email. Yeah, it's very
100%.
funny.
Because what we always encourage is, if there are ways to do your work more effectively, of course, less time consuming and correct, because there are many cases where AI will give you inaccurate information. So even if they provide you the work, you will still need to proofread it and do the edits and just double check the information. Even if AI helps you with delivering your work or your deadline on time, you still need to be able to humanize it, to personalize it, and to also relate to your situation, because it will give you a blanket approach, very generic. But like Zahira said, there is a need for all of us to be taught how to use AI, because this is where the future is heading. We cannot come here and tell you that, don't use AI. I mean, there's a lot of people on the internet that are now calling for the boycott of AI. But we can't turn back right now. It's a bit too late. That's where the whole world is heading. But there is a need for you to be able to know how to use it, so that you are AI literate. Okay. And if we can, I think we could maybe work on that in the future.
Definitely. Of course we can. Please, we have to. There's no choice.
We have to save you from the embarrassment.
Yes, exactly. No inverted commas, please. Or add your name here. Put your signature there.
That is really, really embarrassing. But don't worry, we're here for you. This is the show that gives you all the trends so that you are able to keep up and you're able to do great. And of course, you're able to educate and empower yourself. Okay, up next, we're going to be talking about humility, and then we'll jump right into the interview that we have for you, which is going to be about performance review and how that can help you boost your career, or it can sometimes dent your career. This and a whole lot more right here only on 90.4 FM. This is Radio Al Ansar, and you are listening to Kelly Ramazani with Zahira. We are talking about a whole lot of things in the workplace. The show is called Career Compass. If you're new, welcome.
حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. You are the greatest man we look up to, and I stay faithful. I learn my lessons all through you, the final prophet. He led the way, so we stay true. I give my all and everything. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Allahumma
26 minutes past 1 o'clock. You're on 90.4 FM Radio Al Ansar. I see your messages on 0609041056. We'll attend to that shortly. I ask you to keep them coming. Like I said, we're going to be talking about humility for now, which is a rare soft skill. A lot of people misinterpret, or should I say, don't understand humility at all. When you appear to be a humble human being, for some weird reason, people just think you think less of yourself. They think you're not confident enough, because we've mistaken confidence with arrogance. But this soft skill is so powerful that you will never find it listed under technical requirements in any job description. But if you ask any successful leader, if you ask anybody that has been able to make change in our society or in our communities, or anybody that was able to bring about revolution, they will tell you that they had the soft skill of humility. And how do you begin to develop this soft skill? First things first, you need to give credit where it's due. If you see somebody that is doing better than you, it's okay to compliment them. It's okay to learn from them. We don't have to hate everything. We don't have to compete. It's not always a competition. Sometimes when you see somebody doing well, you tell them, I actually enjoy that. Oh, I like that, And also, you can admit when you make a mistake. A lot of people don't like to admit when they make a mistake because, again, people will think I'm dumb or I'm less of, or maybe I'm not smart enough. And so they will go as far as admitting to things that they don't know about or they don't know of, just so that you end up saying something. It's okay to not say anything. It's okay to say, well, I'm not so informed about that. I will get back to you once I've done my research or once I know. Okay, because having humility is the ability to have confidence without arrogance. I call it the quiet confidence. It's also knowing your strength without without feeling the need to prove them to everybody. There's some people that are obsessed with the idea, I need to prove myself.
Yeah.
In the workplace, I wouldn't suggest you do that because it can get you to do ridiculous things, trying to get people to agree with you or support you or see you, recognize you, validate you. So I always say, maybe Zahra, you can correct me on this one. I always tell people, workplace is not the place you want to seek for validation. I mean, it's important to let your managers know what you're capable of or your seniors, but to go around wanting validation, I don't know. What do you think about
I love
that?
exactly what you're saying. However, it's the complete opposite in a workplace. Have you heard of the fish and the chicken story?
No, tell me about that.
So the chicken clucks all day, loudly, gets everybody's attention.
Okay, I see where this is going. Okay. Continue.
Just to produce one egg.
Yeah.
Whereas the fish works in silence, works quietly, works hard. And what does he produce? Caviar. Now, caviar is expensive.
Very expensive.
So humility is also an Islamic attribute where you need to be modest about yourself. You lack pride. So I wish it was like that in the workplace where people were modest. But in today's day and age, it's the complete opposite.
I know.
So that's why even in our religion itself teaches us about modesty, lack of pride, not thinking too much of yourself. And we need more of that. Our leaders need to put that back out there. It's not always the ones that are working loud, clacking the loudest, making the most noise that are actually the most productive. It's the silent ones that are the ones that are actually doing a lot of the work.
When you gave out that example about the chicken, I immediately thought of a few people that I know that would walk around in all workplaces, by the way.
Exactly.
Okay? That would walk around with a very serious or angry look, just puffing up and down. Very busy. I'm doing a lot of work.
I'm so busy. I'm so busy.
And then you ask them, okay, so what have you done the whole day?
Exactly. No, I'm just busy. I'm
very busy.
Please don't talk to me. I'm like really busy. And then the next day they're busy again. But what are you doing? I'm not seeing the results here.
Yeah, we're not seeing the results.
And the sad part is sometimes management,
they buy it. They buy the story. They absolutely believe it. I 100%, because I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum. I think let the work speak for itself. I'm the fish, yes. But I found out that it can be quite a very dangerous position to be in if you are constantly surrounded by loud people in the room who say they're doing the most and you are the silent one. Eventually management will say, hey, hold on, you haven't said anything. It seems like you're not doing anything, and so now you have to brag about what you've been doing, how you've done
but it shouldn't be that way. If that ever happens to anybody, the proof is in the pudding. So if you are the quiet one that is actually doing all the work, when it's time to show the work that you've been doing, you have it black and white. The pudding is in front for everybody to see.
Right.
Unlike the chickens that are clucking all day, where is the proof? Only when it's time for deadlines, then all of a sudden you see how, oh goodness, we actually need the fish's help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now for somebody who's listening to us right now and they believe that they need to prove themselves, or maybe when a time comes they don't know how to prove themselves, what would be your first advice? I know you said black and white, so obviously document everything. When it comes to presentation of the work, it depends also on what sector you're in or industry you're in. Some work like radio, I don't need to show you that I did the show, you can hear me. But also the quality of the show will vary. So when it comes to documenting everything, you document the time, the dates, the what?
you document all so it's almost like a timesheet.
Right.
We're getting into performance reviews.
Right.
If you're working in corporate, you will have your timesheets, what you did at this time. It's very, I'd say it's micromanaging.
Yeah.
But if you are in that situation where you are going to be assessed, you need to have those timesheets so that it proves everything that you have done. That's the main thing for now. To have a specific timesheet, or there's so many apps that can record what you've been doing throughout the day. So timesheets, giving away my age, that's an old system. But there's also apps on the computer, on your cell phone, on your tablets that can also acknowledge, and you can print out for your management or whoever to see what exactly you've been doing. But also, again, the proof is in the pudding. So please don't be the chicken that clacks so loudly all day and is actually doing absolutely nothing. Please don't.
What if somebody is loud, but they're also doing the work? What then?
No, then that's a different
Scenario.
That's a different situation. Yeah. But then again, why do you need to be so loud?
Very important question. I want you to think about, if you're listening to us right now, why do you need to be so loud in the workplace? Share with us your example. Share with us your situation on 060-904-1056. It is Career Compass with Zahir and Kelly Ramazani talking about performance review. And today we're talking about being the loudest at work when your work doesn't show up for it. But also, if you believe you are loud and you have work to back it up, the question we're asking you is why? But why do you feel there's a need?
But let's define loud. I mean, if you having a coffee with a colleague and you laugh out loud.
No. That's far from loud. That's very, because now I feel attacked. Okay, this is supposed to be off-air topic that you're bringing on in.
Sorry.
But I believe there's always a way to present the work without you having to do the talking. If you think otherwise, let us know. If you think, no, Kels, I think it's important that you put it out there that you're doing this and you're doing that. Let us know why. 060-904-1056. Unfortunately, we're not taking in any calls today. But yeah, I would love your messages and your voice notes, to keep them coming.
WhatsApp us now on 060-904-1056.
Riveting interviews. Empowering, educating, and appealing.
For over 5 decades, Sunfoil has nurtured a legacy rooted from our land. From a sunflower seed grown with goodness and love, crafted through excellence, precision, and care. Proudly South African, and the only 100% pure sunflower oil endorsed as a diamond partner by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Cook with confidence, serving the best to the people you love, from one dish to the next. Sunfoil, the heart of good cooking.
Ladies, when was the last time you took a moment just for you? Behind every smile is a journey. Behind every heart is a story. This Women's Month, join me, Razia Rangwish from Urban Woman, at Her Mask, Her Story. A beautiful day of inspiration, connection, laughter, and delicious food, shared in the company of amazing sisters. Tickets are just 300 Rand. Reserve your seat today by calling Al Ansar Outreach on 031-208-1601. I look forward to sharing this special day with you.
Durban, are you ready for the experience? The 7th to 10th August long weekend, the Sultan Bahu Family Fete returns bigger, better, and more unforgettable than ever at the Durban Exhibition Centre. Discover unique exhibitors, indulge in mouth-watering food, and enjoy spectacular live entertainment, side-splitting comedy, soul-stirring Qawwali performances, and exciting attractions for the kids. Whether you're coming for the food, the shopping, the family fun, or the incredible atmosphere, this is where memories are made. This is more than a family fete. It's the experience.
Radio Al Ansar welcomes your feedback. If you have a broadcasting related complaint, please put it in writing and address it to the head of the complaints committee. Include your full name, contact details, a clear description of your complaint, and any supporting documents. You can email your complaint to feedback@alansar.org.za. That's feedback@alansar.org.za, or bring it in person to our Pietermaritzburg office at 240 Ortman Road, Willowton. Your your input helps us serve you better.
The KZN Julus Milad Nabi in honor of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam.
Streets are decorated.
An outdoor procession with our diverse community.
The AWM brigade in attendance.
Children rendering naats.
Contemporary Islamic issues addressed through the Rabiul Awal special.
Join the KZN Julus Milad Nabi in honor of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam.
Sunday the 30th of August 2026, 10 a.m. sharp from the Sufi Mosque in Glen Road to the ML Sultan ground in Overport. Lunch and refreshment provided. All welcome.
اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المرابطين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم شد أزرهم وسدد رميهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم الطف بإخواننا في كل مكان يذكر فيه اسمك يا أرحم الراحمين. استنصروك يا الله فانصرهم. اللهم ارحم الضعفاء والفقراء والمساكين والأيتام والنازحين والمشردين والأسرى يا أرحم الراحمين.
اللهم أنج المستضعفين من المسلمين في فلسطين. اللهم كن لهم عونا ونصيرا. اللهم كن لإخواننا المرابطين في المسجد الأقصى. اللهم كن لهم ولا تكن عليهم. اللهم فرج همهم، نفس كربهم، داوي جرحاهم، عاف مبتلاهم، اشف مرضاهم، ارحم موتاهم، تقبل شهداءهم.
When you give water, you bring life to drought-affected communities, providing fresh water for drinking, cleaning, and growing. Your support helps Islamic Relief implement water, sanitation, and hygiene projects, providing clean water to communities around the world. Donate now to Islamic Relief.
Radio Al Ansar, Durban 90.4 FM, Peter Maritzburg 105.6 FM.
Career Compass with Kelly Ramazani.
20 minutes to 2 o'clock. You're on 90.4 FM, listening to Career Compass with Kelly Ramazani. I'm joined by Zahir Lakat, and we're talking about all things affecting the workplace. I got this message. It says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear Kelly Ramazani. Welcome to a beautiful, blessed Thursday career show. My salams and du'as to you and your family and the entire Al Ansar family. Also, your guest, nice listening. I hope you all are warm because it's very cold and windy. Very, very cold. We've been freezing here. The message continues to say, very interesting show and beautiful nasheeds and beautiful naat, top career show that encourage and educate our children. Jazakallah khair. Please read my message. Your message has been read. Sabira, thank you so much. Your message has been read. Thank you for sending those messages. Keep them coming. 0609041056 is the number. Speaking about messages, we got an email that said the following. Zahira, this is very important for you because we'll need you to step in after this, right? The message is from Musa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're keeping well. My name is Musa. I'm 29 years of age. I'm a logistic coordinator. I've built a reputation for being very dependable. Whenever someone is absent, I'm the first person my manager calls, and if there's an urgent project, I stay late. Interesting. If there's work, it comes to me. The problem is that my workload has doubled. Some of my colleagues leave exactly at 5 p.m. every day. My manager says, I give it to you because I know you can get it done. Haven't we all heard this before?
Yeah.
He continues to say, I appreciate being trusted, but I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. burnt out, and I feel like my reliability is becoming a burden. How do I say no without looking unprofessional?
Your reliability is actually being abused. So Musa, assalamu alaikum. You need to step up. You need to have a very quick meeting with your manager. By taking on more work, that doesn't mean that, are you up for a promotion? Have they promised you a promotion, or are you just being abused? Because to me, what Kelly just read is you are just being abused. You need to sit down with your manager and ask him or her, what is the way forward? Am I being put up for a promotion with all this work that I have been given? I am very appreciative that I am the one that's most reliable. However, can so-and-so not do it? Also, is there structure in your company where you work? Because if everything is being given to you, what are your managers doing? Forgive me if you are a manager. What are the senior people doing? So everything cannot just sit on your shoulders. You need to be able to say no. You need to say that you are busy, you have a lot of deadlines, and unfortunately you cannot take on this new assigned project. Can't so-and-so assist. You need to also voice your opinion in a respectable way and ask, where's my manager? Or can't my colleague do it? Everything cannot be on your shoulders. You are honestly just going to burn yourself out. And I always say, the company can replace you, but your family cannot replace you.
100%.
So you can burn out, end up in hospital, end up on chronic medication. And is the company going to look after you? No, it's your family that has to deal with what the company has done to you. So please take this advice and sort yourself out.
Brilliant advice there from Zahir Lockett, talking to us about ways that you can lay boundaries in the workplace. If you are reliable and you realize that, okay, yes, I am being recognized for my hard work and my professional attitude, however, it's being taken advantage of, it's okay for you to ask for a meeting or to ask for your manager and say, I would like for us to review this.
Exactly.
Because
you're allowed to.
Yeah.
You are definitely allowed to. And if you do have a job description as well, look at your job description. Is this part of your job description? If it's not, you've got it in black and white. Talk to your manager. We're not just here to bring down the management and the leadership, but that is what the black and white documents are there for, to assist the employee when they are faced with such incidents.
I absolutely agree to that. It can get very blurry sometimes if job descriptions are not clear, if each one is not assigned to a task where it has been stated what is your responsibility and duties. Because as much as we love to help, we best believe that some people will never give you the credit. That's one. So if you're doing this job and you're like, no, it's fine, I'll help out as long as my manager will see that I'm capable of doing this job and maybe they'll put me up for promotion.
Not
like
always.
Sometimes it's not the case. And then two, the cost of living, Zahira and I was just having this chat. As much as you might want to get the validation of being a hard worker in the workplace, is it being applauded or appreciated or compensated? If not, how are you going to still pay rent while you burnt out?
Exactly.
With a heavy workload and still not getting appreciated? It doesn't make sense.
And I'm going to ruffle a few feathers, but being applauded with pizza or donuts for the day, that's not compensation. That's not going to put a plate of food on your table.
Yeah. So Musa, you're still very young. Do not be afraid. Management, or should I say leadership, they love a respectful opinion. So you can ask your manager, say, hey, can we review my current workload because I need to know what tasks to prioritize, and I'm experiencing this kind of burnout or whatever, or it's affecting the quality of work I produce, or I can't meet the deadlines or whatever it is. Like Zahira said, just decline professionally. And maybe suggest, I think so-and-so is also brilliant at the task. Can they maybe, assist too? Or maybe can you ask them to do so?
Don't be scared. That's the main thing.
Don't be scared, yes.
Yeah, and you're young. That's exactly what Kelly said. You're still so young.
Very young.
So speak up, be respectable, and Yeah, come now. Your team needs to also be part of the workload.
When you say come now, I know you're already irritated. You're like, you know what? That's it. My cousin says that. Every time she's in, she's like, come now. Then I know it's about to get serious. All right, Zahira, let's talk about performance review. For many people, they are afraid of being replaced in the workplace.
Yeah.
Again, because of performance, either they know that they're underperforming or they're not meeting the criteria or requirements or regulation, whatever you want to call it. And performance review just makes them very nervous. And for others, it is something they look forward to, you know, because this is the time where they're given their flowers, you know, for the work that they're doing. However, we also need to bear in mind that many companies do not do it
regularly,
yes, and they don't do it to a standard that is honest, effective, and
it's very biased,
you know. And so how does one go on about this? And of course, if we are going to talk about regular performance review, how often should it be?
Okay, so performance review is such a broad topic because, you know, when you say that people get anxious and they get stressed out, that means that there's no structure in the company.
Right.
And also, performance reviews should not be stressful. A performance review is actually there to build up the employee and to recognize how well they are doing or where they need assistance. So I started very young. I started at 19 in the corporate world.
Wow.
Yeah. And, you know, when I used to hear the older staff talk about performance reviews, they were always very nervous.
Yes.
And as time went on, I realized that your performance reviews should not be stressful if they are done correctly.
Right.
And then you get some cases where performance reviews are just thrown in because possibly the company is at financial strain and then they want to throw in KPIs. KPIs, your key performance indicators. And if you don't meet this performance indicator, then you're going to be let go. So that is where all the stress and anxiety comes from. But it should not be that way. Regular performance reviews need to be done at least every 3 months. In fact, if you do have a line manager, at least every week, check in with your staff. How are you doing? How's work? What was the wins for this week? What were the losses for this week? You know, you talk to them on a regular basis. It's not just thrown on them at the end of the year. Okay, this is your performance review and you're getting no bonus this year. Because 9 times out of 10, what is your performance review for? It's for your bonus or it's for a salary increase. So the performance review needs to be structured and defined accordingly to the company.
Right.
Yeah, it's not just, okay, the company's suffering, let's throw in performance reviews so we can get rid of everybody. Yeah. That's the sad part.
And how often do you think performance reviews should be done?
So, detailed, sitting in a boardroom should be done every 3 months because your first performance review, you see what is going on, where the employee possibly needs training, where they need assistance, and how you can develop them further. Your second performance review, you go back to what you discussed in the first performance review and see whether or not they've actually done that the training. Have they overcome what issues they had? That's how it works. It's not just one performance review. You told about it a week in advance. That's where the stress comes in. It needs to be ongoing. And this is where a lot of companies make that mistake. It's not ongoing. And your senior management also need to train their junior management to have one-on-ones at least every week. Okay, if every week is too much, then at least every 2 weeks. Check in with your staff every 2 weeks. Talk to them.
Right.
What's the problem? Do you need assistance? And you'll see the organization will become so much more better. When your staff are happy, the results and finances grow within the organization.
120%. I can agree to that. Because when you feel heard, when you feel seen, you actually go above and beyond. And so if organizations can actually start acknowledging their staff and just ask them, hey, what's happening? Well, I've noticed there was a delay in this project or that project. Are you okay? And sometimes you'll find that the root cause is that they're going through personal stuff that is affecting the performance.
Exactly.
I love what you just said there. I think we need more compassion in the workplace and more empathy. Let's talk about constructive feedback. I know most of the times when your manager says, I need to see you in my office for performance.
Everybody gets like, oh my gosh.
Like, oh, dear,
I'm getting fired.
What did I do? Yeah. So how can our seniors give us the constructive feedback without it affecting our
mental
health
state?
Yeah.
So our managers, we all love our managers. Stop comparing. That is the main thing that I've heard and that I've had to deal with is that when you go for a performance review,
yes,
management likes to compare. So Kelly, you're not performing as well as Zahira is performing. And that automatically creates conflict and there's tension. So you need to give constructive feedback. When I say constructive feedback, not your attitude needs to change. Okay, what happened? Are you okay? Do you need assistance or do you possibly need some training on how to deal with guests or how to deal with your key account that you're managing at the moment? Not just your attitude needs to change. That's so bland, and the person that's doing this performance review needs to understand. Okay. Also, they need to be what is the word that you said? Human. They need to be human about it at the end of it, because
you're speaking to somebody with emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
They have a feeling and a heart.
Exactly. And stop comparing. Stop being negative. I know it's very easy to compare, because sometimes management think by criticizing you're going to make the employee work better.
Yeah.
And it's actually not the case. It works in the opposite direction. Once you are negative with your employee, it does a spiral. And it's either they all of a sudden start looking for another job, or they, what is the saying? Quiet quitting. Yes, that's
and they
what
just
they
do
do.
the bare minimum.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, for somebody who is in a managing position, right?
Yeah.
And they believe that whatever they're doing is for the betterment of the company as well as the staff. But for some weird reason, the outcome from the staff, it shows that they're doing something that is
they're
not
doing something
right.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. How will they know that they are not meeting the target? How will they know that there's a mismatch in the way they're presenting the work compared to the outcome?
So before I answer that, I want to ask you a question.
Right.
Do you think employees should do management reviews? And that will answer your question. No, we on air. I mean, do you think it's fair that employees do performance reviews on their managers?
Honestly speaking, I think it is necessary every now and again.
There we go. So if it needs to work both ways.
Yeah.
If the employee also does a performance review on their manager, then we will see exactly what the problem is.
But how do you introduce that in the workplace?
Simple. The leader has to say, when we're doing our performance reviews, you will also have a scoring sheet to score and to advise how you felt about the manager who was doing your performance review.
Oh boy, that can go wrong very quickly.
To an owner or to a leader who wants their company to succeed and who wants to have good morale in their company, they will introduce this. It's not about showing that this manager is doing it badly or this. It's about bringing everybody together. That's what we need to understand. It's not always a competition in the workplace. We are supposed to be a family and work together to better ourselves, to make the competition fear us, not each other.
I love a good competition. I'm not gonna lie. I love a
but
healthy
not between each
competition.
other.
No.
Yes.
And even if it has to be between each other, it should be for the goal or vision of empowering each other, not just one of you. Because then I think that's where it gets deadly and very negative. Before I ask you my last question, because I'm being mindful of time, I see a message that came in and says, Assalamu alaikum, dear Kelly, listening. Interesting topic with your guest. Is it okay, though, to brag loudly to my children about having been cleaning the house, sweeping the yard, minding the dogs, cats, and cooking? Loving your show. Jazakallah so much, Tahira. Thank you for your message. I think it's important sometimes, okay? I know I spoke about humility earlier on and I said, quiet confidence. You don't have to prove it to anyone that you're good at whatever you're doing. Every now and again, I think it's important to just remind the people around you that, hold on, this house wouldn't be the way it is without me here, okay?
So I would like to say to Tahira, I'm sure when you get visitors, they are always commenting on how well kept your yard is and how clean your house is. I'm pretty sure they're doing that.
Tahira told me something that we're not going to mention, but message received. But I'm on your side, Tahira. I'm on your side. I 100% support. It's important sometimes to just make it known that, hey, I did that. I actually put this together.
Yes.
And it goes a long way, especially if it is acknowledged. Now, Zahira, before we wrap up the show, I just want to ask you, what advice do you have for anybody listening to us right now, be it from a managerial position, or executive, or maybe just the employee? Like, what advice do you have for them?
So my advice is that everybody needs to remember that performance reviews should not strike fear in your employees. They are there to grow a person and to help them. Stop striking fear into your employees, because you're going to lose your employees. Yeah. So that's my little piece of advice. And let's all work together to make it a harmonious company. Stop striking fear into your employees, please. Performance reviews are all about growth.
Beautiful advice there. I know we didn't get to the main.
Yeah, no, we didn't. But we always do this, Kelly.
I know. At this point, we need a 2-hour show, okay?
I think so. Did management here? We need a 2-hour show, please.
I'll repeat that again, but in writing this time. Zakla, so much for your time, and thank you for being here. I absolutely enjoy your company, and I love the work that you're doing. For those that are interested in contacting you or getting to know more about how you can assist their companies grow, where do they get hold of you and how do they do that?
Sure. You can email me on info@zyyconsulting.co.za, or you can always call me on 071 302 4758. Thank you so much, Kelly, and thank you for having me on your show. Always love being here.
Absolute pleasure. And that is Zahira Lockhead talking to us about performance review. And she insists that it should not be an overwhelming feeling of anxiety and fear. It should be something that you look forward to, because this is feedback of how you've been performing. But again, it needs to be done right. That's the only way that we can take in constructive feedback or criticism, only if it is given with empathy. So